are, Ramblers. We're back again, and we're going to talk about our collaboration this month.
Yes, every month we do a collaboration with other channels. We are going to cover today our favorite RV adventures this year. And when you are finished watching us, go watch their videos because they are all over the country. We have people from the East Coast, Midwest, the South. Everybody went on different adventures this year. So you're going to get a lot of ideas if you go click on the other channels and see what their favorite adventures of the year were. People that we have that are with us is Live to Journey with Jedediah and Lenny. We have RV Sunsets with Mike and Tony.
We have Campin' with the Comfers, Mike and Shelley. RV America with Danny and Lynn. RV Wagon Tales with David and Tina.
And our special guest this month is Chasing Our Sunshine with Joel and Deb. Welcome, guys. Thanks for coming and joining us for this collaboration. Cheers. So now we're going to take a moment and we're just going to go over some of our favorite journeys and adventures that we went on this year, and we're going to show those to you. We'll show you some clips of it. Don't worry, we're not going to be long. It won't be too boring, I hope. We're covering areas like Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada. We stayed mostly on the West Coast for our camping adventures this year.
Yeah, sure did.
And we did cover a few states. I'm going to throw out real quick ones that we go to every year. They are some of our favorite adventures. One that we really like as far as campgrounds goes is Fort Stevens State Park.
Yeah, Fort Stevens State Park is probably one of the best parks in Oregon. Once you visit, you'll see why. It has history to it. It has so many camping sites. It has biking trails, hiking trails, running trails. The beach is accessible within a walking distance, a short drive, short bike ride away, and you get to see the Peter Iredale shipwreck.
We do go there almost every year, and we just wanted to give a quick shout out to that area. And when we're there, we always spend time in Astoria. Astoria is a wonderful area to go spend time in. We love Astoria, Oregon, and we have a video on that, and you should really go check it out. We also love Seaside, Oregon. So by staying at the Fort Stevens State Park, you've got a 15-minute drive over the bridge to Astoria. You've got about a 25-minute drive to Seaside, Oregon, and Cannon Beach is just another 10 minutes beyond that. So there's a lot to do. So that's a spot that I would definitely recommend checking.
Fort Stevens is an awesome base camp. There's so many things to do, all within a short drive away. Yeah,
so that's just a shout out that we wanted to give to that. We have to do that. Oregon coast is great. The main one that I want to talk about for the year is we did our longest trip that we've ever done. We called it our longest, farthest journey. We did several videos about it. It started at a winery in Oregon. Then we went to a brewery in Mt Shasta. These were both Harvest hosts. It's worth going and looking up those videos. It was fun. And it took us to Reno, Nevada, but I'm going to just do our favorites. So I'm going to say that in that trip, I really loved Lake Tahoe. I fell in love with Lake Tahoe, and I want to go back as often as we can for longer periods of time. We stayed at 1,000 Trails. It was centrally located. I'm not saying that that was my favorite campground of the year. It was good, and it would be great for families. But I like sometimes places that are a little bit more quiet, secluded, roomier.
We booked late. That's what you get. You know, it wasn't bad.
Oh, it was nice.
It was a nice place. Some of our top choices were already taken up.
Go look at the video because it's worth checking out that place, especially, like I said, for families, and it's centrally located. My favorite part of this trip and Lake Tahoe that I wanted to share with you was just the entire adventure around Lake Tahoe. If you are someone who likes to bike ride, whether it's exercise type bike ride or electric bike type ride, you can go for miles and miles and miles around Lake Tahoe, and that was wonderful. There's hiking all over Lake Tahoe, so many different hikes, and there's so much beauty. It was really neat because some of our most popular comments were people saying how they couldn't believe how sunny and nice it was, and people were enjoying the beaches, but then right behind in the scenery you saw mountains with snow on it, and that was stuff that people noticed. And then that drive was beautiful.
The drive around the lake was fun. And you go high up on the ridges and you go through the winding S-turns. Some of them aren't, it's not good for RVs, especially on the west side. It's really something that you don't want to miss, just driving all around the lake.
Not only that, I talked about bike riding and hiking, but also grab your kayaks, grab your boats, get out in the water, and beaches. We must have visited at least 5 or 6 beaches while we were there, at least. It wasn't quite very very hot yet at that time. It was early June, but I know swimming gets really popular around there as well. And we saw people parasailing, and we went to several breweries that were fantastic. So Lake Tahoe was one of my favorite trips of the year, and I recommend going there. And it covers half of it's on Nevada side, half of it's on California side. So you cover 2 states if you're trying to cover some states.
And what's interesting is when you're driving through South Lake Tahoe and you're heading east, right at the state line are all the casinos. And you can definitely tell when you arrive in Nevada. Surprisingly enough, we didn't even stop in.
I mean, we went to Reno. We stayed in Reno at a casino, so that's on there too. If you're interested in Reno, that was a fun
so
time.
I think our big loss, the $20 that we lost in Reno didn't really inspire us to put another $20 into South Lake Tahoe.
So we spent time on Lake Tahoe with you because it was our new adventure of the year and it was something to share. But another place on our way back from Lake Tahoe was Bend, Oregon. And we go to Bend quite often. I can't even tell you how many times now we've been to Bend, but we have several videos you can go check out if you're interested. Bend is also fabulous for outdoor activities, for kayaking, biking, hiking, river rafting, surfing.
At Whitewater Park there in Bend, along one of the bends of the river. And that's how Bend got its name, is the bend of the river. And at Whitewater Park there, you got kayaking, you have surfing and inner tubing, and it's pretty impressive because you're going to see all 3 of those activities all within a radius of about 300 yards.
If you want to stay in downtown close to Bend and you have an RV, we love staying at the camp. It was really easy to walk to everything in downtown. It was just really, but it's not an outdoorsy place, so go look at the video, you'll see. That's why we chose it, is because we were hitting all the breweries.
For as urban as it is, it's really secluded, and it's centrally located. If you do want to visit those breweries, they're all within walking distance, about 15-minute walk or 20-minute walk.
And another shout out that we've done 3 years in a row is Crooked River Ranch. It's in Terrebonne, so it's a little closer to Redmond than Bend. Smith Rock State Park. If you are somebody who likes to hike and you want to find just a beautiful place, we love Smith Rock. And also staying in Terrebonne at Crooked River. We have a video on that you can look at. 3 years in a row we went to Smith Rock and stayed at Crooked River, so that tells you something right there. So that's worth going and peeking at that one as well.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
So this is a good time to tell you that if we've helped you a little bit so far and given you some ideas, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet and become a Rambler, you need to hit that subscription button and you can become a Rambler along with everybody else.
And it's free. I didn't realize it's perfectly free. Let me give you some free stuff. Just click away, and it's all free. And
let us know what you want to go see in the Pacific Northwest. If you want to make a comment, besides some of the things we've already showed you, tell us what you've heard about that you want to see videos on. And so also now is a good time to hit the notification button, because we're going to tell you about a few places that were actually our favorite places last year that we went to in August and September, but we just haven't put the videos out yet, and they're coming out in January and February.
I cannot wait.
So let's start off with Florence, Oregon. We already know that video is coming out around January 13th, and we meet up with another really great channel, a YouTube channel. It's a couple that
we had a good time.
we really like these people. We got to know them through YouTube, and we couldn't believe they were coming to our neck of the woods, and we got to meet up with them. We love the Oregon coast and the Washington coast. We never had been to Florence, Oregon, and I don't know why. After we went there, I cannot believe.
Yeah, that's a game changer, because now I'm rethinking some toys that we may have to purchase.
Hit the notification. We're going to show you Florence. We went out into the sand dunes, and if you have...
Oh, don't give away anymore. Don't give away anymore. So let's go on to the next item up for talk.
Well, there's a lot of good food there, and we went and visited.
They'll see it. They're clicking notifications right now. I see it.
Besides Florence, Oregon, there's a couple more places that are coming up at the end of January and through the beginning of February that you are going to want to see. Ron and I went on another longest journey. We ended up going 14, 15 nights. We went up to the eastern central Washington area. So we go to a festival up there every year, and we went to the festival, but on our way to the festival, we spent a couple days in Ellensburg, Washington.
I thought it was just going to be just a dull little college town. There was a lot of history, a lot of breweries, and a lot of fun.
Yeah, we covered it pretty well. So Ellensburg, Washington will be in that video, that 2-week video. But even more so, there's a place that Ron's wanted to go to for many years, and we went and stayed at Sun Lakes RV Resort, and it's in the Dry Lakes area. And what is it about that people might want to make sure they watch?
It's really, really significant geologically. And if anyone's ever watched, if you have the Netflix and if you've watched that Ancient Apocalypse, that was the season finale right there, Eastern Washington, because that was a smoking gun as far as the Great Deluge that scoured Eastern Washington right down to the basalt and left it just arid and dry, and it was most impressive, especially with Dry Falls and Steamboat Rock. And then
I'm going to go into that.
Yeah, well, then we visited Grand Coulee Dam, which the coulees were made by that Great Deluge.
We stayed at Sun Lakes Resort. We enjoyed the lake. After that, we took off to Grand Coulee Dam, and we stayed at Steamboat Rock State Park. And now that is one of my favorite state parks.
Yeah, it was probably one of the best ones in Washington.
Yes, so if you're coming to that side of Washington, that is probably my place I'd recommend anybody staying at. We had a lot of room in our RV site. There's a lot to do at this Steamboat Rock State Park, and then everybody likes to hike up to the top of the Steamboat Rock. We had a great time, and I can't wait to share that with everybody. So that was also another adventure that was pretty fun as far as RV camping goes. That was fun.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh, wait, on the way back from Grand Coulee Dam, we did stop off at a place, and Ron and I got a little bit dirty because we went to went to Soap Lake, where they have healing properties, and him and I jumped in the mud and got a little muddy, and so that's on that trip too. So to wrap up our year, it will come out in January and February, and you'll be able to see those locations and be able to check them out.
Yes, so make sure you hit the notifications and make sure to go back and check out the big trip. I think that was probably one of my favorite of all times, because it was a little bit of everything. It was 18 days on the road. It was our biggest trip ever. It was the most time that I ever took off of work, almost a month. You know, we had 2 harvest hosts, one in Roseburg, one in Mt Shasta. We went to Reno, Nevada for 2 days. We went to Reno for 4 or 5 nights. And then we went 2 more harvest hosts. We went to a farm, and we went to a potato farm. You know, the farm, the Benson's Humble Homestead, that was awesome. And then the potato farm, where Lay's gets a lot of its potato chips from. And then, of course, like Jody said, we're 5 nights at Bend, and then went to Cookie River Ranch for 3 more nights, and on to home.
Thanks for joining us. Feel free to go check out those videos that we've told you about, and feel free to come back and check out our videos in January and February of the rest of our year. And we also want to remind you to go watch everybody else in our collab. We have them listed right here, and we have them listed on our description. Go check them out, see where they went this last year and their favorite spots, and get a bunch of ideas, and then get out there and have some fun in 2024.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch them. They're going to be good.
All right, thanks for joining us.
All right, Ramblers, let's get rambling.